Welcome back. In the last video I did the pallets on the triple side. Now what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do the bellows gasket, which is one of the last things I want to do before I check the compression of the accordion. But one thing I've noticed is that when I'm playing the treble side keys, I can hear them catching a little bit on each other, a little bit rough, a bit gritty. And what's happened is that some of the keys are just touching each other very slightly as I'm playing them, and that's probably because over time they've moved a bit. There's also the wood maybe has just slightly swollen or warped a tiny bit, so they're just a little bit of catching, which I want to just clean up a little bit and make them sound cleaner. So what I've got some 120 grit strips of sandpaper, like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run this between the keys and just check that there's no touching, and just kind of just make a slightly bigger gap between the keys by running it down all the way along. Not taking too much off, just enough to make sure there's a little gap between each key. So 120 is just fine. So just enough to be able to do the job. And just make a gap between each key. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go along and just do this between each key and free up every key so that all the keys are nicely spaced and have got a little gap between them, so that the accordion will play a little bit nicer. So I'll just do that and show you. Okay, I've done all that, and seems to be working very nicely. So I'll just leave that for now. And the next thing is put this to one side. I'm going to grab the bellows and we'll have a look at the bellows gasket. Okay, so the bellows gasket is in poor shape. It's all peeling off. So this is quite a nice job. Just have to remove all the bellows gasket you can by hand, and sometimes just a little blade is helpful just to get underneath it. And then I'm going to carefully scrape as much of this off as I can. It's all got to go. And then finally I'm going to go around with some sandpaper, which I've got pre-cut. Again, it's 120. I'm just going to go around, just clean up, get rid of any old gasket from the frame. I'm going to go around and do that, and I'll show you one of them. Okay, so there we are. So I've cleaned it all up and give it a little brush, get rid of all the dust. So you've got a nice clean surface for the bellows gasket to go on. And I'm going to use some 7mm wide, 2mm thick bellows gasket. So I've just got my supply of that, and I've done this a few times, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's part of this particular process. So all I'm going to do now is peel off a little bit of the tape, self-adhesive, start halfway along and make sure that it's sitting up against the inside frame, and just apply a little bit of tension, but don't pull it tight, really tight, but just pull enough tension to give it a straight line, and just carefully go around. And when you get to the corner, just carefully, without bending it too severely, corner, and then start following the inside frame There we go. I like doing this, it's quite easy. I think it's a nice neat finish and it makes a big difference. So I'm just going to follow that round like so. Make sure it's sitting. That's the frame. So it's always best to get the proper stuff. You probably could try to use, I don't know, insulation tape or something that you can get for DIY, but it's going to be too thick. It won't be high enough quality, so I just get the right stuff. It's not massively expensive, and it looks neat. So 7mm is quite a good thickness for this kind of accordion. If you've got a small like Melodian or smaller accordion, 5mm wide by 2mm thick is pretty good. And if you've got a really big accordion, like a big Hohner Atlantic or one of those big ones, you might need to have 10mm wide bellows gasket. So what you're trying to do is match the size of the frame, really. So 7mm for this is just about right. So put that on, and then when I get back to the beginning, which I've got back to the beginning now, what I'm going to do is just go a little bit longer than where I started, and then I can cut it back to exactly the right length. Just trim off this bit of excess paper so I can use that little bit for the other side. So put that in the bin, and now I'm just going to carefully mark go. Done. So that's that one. I'll just do the other side and show. Okay, it's all looking nice. Both sides have now been gasketed up. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the reed blocks back into the treble side. They're already in the bass side, and I'm going to put the accordion back together and do a compression test and just see how it feels in terms of the air compression, to any leaks, and also give the reeds a first blow out and just to see how things are sounding. So give me a second, I'm going to just put the accordion back together. Okay, so here we have the accordion back together. Bellows pins have gone in, so the bellows gasket's been done, and I'm going to give it a compression test. So I'm going to undo the two bellows straps. I'm just going to, without pressing any keys or pressing any buttons, I'm just going to gently pull the bellows, not too much, just to give it a little feel for how airtight it is. So if I just push them in, the air button, and then go that way, and I can feel that the compression is nice. Now what's happening, I'm having to pull pretty hard to get that to move apart. So I'm happy with that. So that just means that the things I've done, the pallets and the bellows gasket and just checking all that, has made a big difference. So the bass side sounds like this. Now I haven't tuned it yet, so this is just simply the reeds have gone back in, so the reeds won't be tuned, so there will be some notes that don't sound so in tune, but funny having a different accordion, just find your way around. Okay, so this is the bass side. That sounds nice, and I've got this, obviously got the button here. Where is it? And that sounds like this. Happy with that? Now the treble side, I've got the switch here on the side, so that switches between MM, so two middle reeds tuned to a tremolo, and then the give it a switch, and it goes to L, a low set of reeds and 2 M's, L, M, M. So let's see what we're on at the moment. So this is just the M, M. And if I then bring in the switch, sounding nice. So I think I'm going to play a tune. Let's do M, M. I think it's called Push the Pig Foots In, or Push the Pig, Push the Pig's Foot Further in the Fire. I think this is called. And then let's do what should I do? I do this one. That's right. And there we go. I'm delighted. So the compression is feeling tight, and for an accordion of this age, 1930s, to be in this condition, I'm really pleased with that. The notes sound great, the registers work perfectly, and I'm really pleased. It needs tuning, so some of the notes are not tuned. Well, they're not, all of them are not tuned, but it sounds generally fine, but I need to work on the tuning. But this gives me confidence now just to kind of finish off the job, do the tuning, do things like leveling up the keyboard, checking the grill cloth, changing the straps, and all the kind of final touches as well, so to get it all working. But it's really reassuring just to put it back together, see where things are, just to make sure that there's no other issues that are still there, like maybe some holes in the bellows or pallets leaking or something going a bit weird. So I'm delighted with that. It plays really nice. Maybe this could be another keeper, but I'm not sure if that would go down too well with my wife because I've got too many. But anyway, thanks for watching. In the next video, what I'm going to do is start tuning the treble side and get that working as nicely as I can. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe see you on the next video.